I'm full of fleas. Welcome, my name is Dr. Nought. This is Sorcery Part 2 from Steve Jackson. And last time, we got fleas and a lot of gold stolen, and I feel like a big chump, but we're gonna follow the road up the hill. Let's go. Hopefully, we got some stamina back. That was good. Oh, that's what I was like, what did that praying do at the end? It gave us 5 stamina. You leave the fair behind you and climb through fields towards the outskirts of the buildings, until you reach a fork in the road. The slum districts of Lower Kharé are unlikely places to find nobles, but you might be able to learn their names or where they are hiding. In the elbow of the fork is a grand, well-kept building. Steam pumps from its roof. A creature emerges looking refreshed and flushed. It is a bathhouse. Yes, please. We don't need food, but we can get some stamina from that. You step in the cool of the bathhouse. It is a wide building of marbled tiles and a sweet smell of pine and fresh wood. Gentle noises echo and murmur around the walls. The creature by the front desk greets you with a smile. Good afternoon, sir, it purrs. The water is cool and fresh today. Swim costs 4 gold pieces. Yes. You hand over 4 gold pieces and the concierge gestures you through into the center of the bathhouse, where a wide pool awaits, with trees and shrubs either side. From across the room, steam curls from the doorway of a glass-doored room. You strip off and pile your clothes and belongings in one corner of the room. You dive into the pool and swim a few enjoyable lengths. You feel the fleas washing from your body. You feel better for the exercise. You feel your shoulders unknotting and your body relaxing. You enter the steam room and take a seat on one of the benches. The temperature is almost unbearable. Through the curling smoke, you see another figure in the shadows. You are not alone. Greetings, you call out through the smoke. The other figure does not reply, but stands and moves away through the steam. You feel the blast of cold air as the door opens and then closes. You sit in the smoke, enjoying the relaxing steam, until you cannot take the heat anymore. You wait a little longer as the steam sinks deep into your bones and makes your muscles relax. You feel quite wonderful for it. A second figure, who you had not noticed before, stands and leaves the steam room. You head back out of the steam room. You feel a great calm and relaxedness flooding through your veins. Feeling much better, you turn and collect your belongings. Not trusting the city to pass up the chance to rob you, you check through your belongings, but everything seems to still be in place. Please, you head for the exit. The creature at the front desk beams cheerfully at you. You step outside onto the street. They didn't even steal my fleas, I assume, right? Let's check out this cliff road here. You head along the clifftop road into an area of larger, more impressive buildings. The road passes through the ruin of a grand building, and what must have once been a glorious morning room. An ornamental pond is all that remains. Moss grows from the cracks in its tiled sides. You walk over to the pond. Despite its great age, it seems well tended, and the water is surprisingly clear. A small scarlet fish darts out from beneath a stone as you watch. Bubbles rise from its mouth. As they break, you hear the breath of words. Something else glints from the bottom of the pool. So there's a little fishy fish. Lean closer to hear the words. Kneeling beside the pond, you put your ear close to the water. The little scarlet fish swims up and spits a drop of water at your cheek. Fishes could laugh. You would swear this fish was chuckling. Again, it mouths bubbles, with the sound like brrrr. What does it mean? Your eyes trace the second gleam. Not a fish this time, but a gold piece. Someone must have thrown it into the water for luck. Why would I taste the water? But I'm gonna do it. You scoop up a handful of the water and taste it. It is brackish and foul, and you spit it out immediately. I'm taking that gold piece. You dip your hand into the pool to grab the coin. Fish leaps out of the water to come after you, but it is not fast enough. You pocket the gold. Time to go! Road slopes downhill towards a large domed building. To the right, a narrow road winds uphill. Yeah, if I'm gonna lose stamina, I'm taking a gold. Let's go downhill. You follow the clifftop road, looking down over the fields of Kharé. You can see workers, still breaking their backs in the setting sun. Halfway along, you pass a creature with a signboard slung around his neck. The board is painted with a message. Doom comes, the world is endin'. The creature notices your gaze and begins to approach. You stop the creature. Greetings. The creature looks deep into your eyes. Stranger, he murmurs. You have a moment for salvation? Salvation from you? The creature looks confused. It is not I who brings destruction to the city. It is not I who... And all who go there will be destroyed, the creature finishes. You blink. Did you miss something? The creature appears to be waiting for an answer. You should tell more people than just me, you reply, hoping to encourage the creature to move on. The council has abandoned us, he replies. There is a stir of revolution. The people live in fear and they do not listen. Where is the council now, you ask, hoping to get a lead on the nobles. Fire burns in the deep, the creature replies. 1,000 angry voices wait to rise. Go below and you shall find the king. Then he blinks, suddenly, as though surprised to find himself on the street. What king? The creature looks startled, yelps, and then runs away up the street. Looks like I'm going into the plaza. Into the artist quarter. Nice. This is a stone plaza where people meet to eat in the evenings. It is a busy spot, and the smell of sizzling meat and broth fills the air with sweet smoke. The main road leads away along the cliff, and another road leads left and upwards. Holy moly, go all the way back that way? I'm actually going to go into the market, because I need some food. I don't have any rations. You slip into the shadow of the market. It is clearly after hours. Ugh. The carpet and trinket sellers have packed away, boarding up their shops with planks, chains, gates, and the occasional troll guard. And instead, food vendors have set up along the winding corridors and intersecting passages of this great building. Hooray! The food stalls, yes. The smells are incredible. Spices, meats, wine, and the echoes of slammed mugs and sizzling pans are almost deafening. You wander the corridors for a while, letting the smells tickle your stomach. There seem to be 3 main cuisines available: hillfox broth, rat bear stew, and a lentil curry with strange orange vegetables. The meat is in general more expensive than the vegetables, costing 6 gold pieces instead of 4. You turn your nose this way and that, enjoying the smells. We're going vegetables. Buy lentil curry. Cheaper, and in real life, I'm actually a vegetarian. You buy yourself the lentil curry for 4 gold pieces, and it's delicious and warming. Hunger fully abated, you head for the exit once more. The market probably has several ways out, but it is thick with people, and after several minutes of wandering, you find yourself emerging back into the plaza you came in from. What? Okay, I can only go one way, so let's go through the wall, back outside. Night has fallen. The main road leads back along the cliff, and another road leads away towards the wall. Wait, what? This way or that way? Let's just go this way, I guess. Where do I think there would be an inn? I could really go for an inn. Let's go this way. You take the side road and climb up a winding street. It is quieter now, and there are fewer creatures on the streets. The streets are likely to be dangerous after dark. You should find somewhere to sleep. Agreed. Is there nothing over here? The road underfoot becomes better paved. You are in a residential street, but where the lower floors of the houses have all been covered up by boards. There is no one about. From the windows of the higher stories, you hear the sounds of people talking, carousing, arguing, and snoring. A little further along, and the road ends in a wall of stone, through which someone has hewn a narrow archway, perhaps with a mining pick. Squeezing through, you find yourself in a slightly wider lane that leads left and right. A junction. You stand almost at the foot of the city wall once more. The road runs from the right and uphill to the left. The fountain dribbles water in a stony bowl. No, I'm not drinking from the fountain. You move on, but which way? I don't know. Let's go up this way. Looks nicer. The road climbs further, looping back on itself as it climbs. Several little alleyways disappear off between homes and buildings on either side. This area of town is a spider's web that would be easy to lose oneself in. You pass a shop with a brass sign above its door, Metalworkers Guild. It's either that or the docks, so let's go over here, I guess. You open the door and enter the small building to find a messy workshop littered with pipes, tubes, and barrels that leak hot gases into the air. A gnome and a troll are leaning over the innards of some kind of machine, tinkering and turning spanners. They don't notice you come in. I'm not stealing. You call out to the pair and wave, but they are so engrossed in their work they do not notice you. But something does. From the corner of the room you hear a squeal and see a movement. You look around, and your attention is caught by a brass statuette of a pig standing on its hind legs. It seems quite ordinary, except that, as you watch, it hiccups. You go over to the statue, thinking to slip it into your pack and maybe sell it somewhere, but when you reach for it, it hops 2 feet across the floor and out of your reach. The movement disturbs the troll, who looks around and stares at you blankly, chomping his upper lip with his oversized teeth. The gnome is more friendly, lifting up his eye shields and smiling. Ignore my dumb friend, he beams. Welcome to our little shop. What is this place? This is the Metalworkers Guild, the gnome replies proudly. That's metalwork, not blacksmithery. But no one seems to have much interest in metalworking. It's the future, of course. The troll burps. Tell me how that statue works. What, our little piggy? The gnome smiles. That's one of Raglesh's creations. And, unbelievably, he pats the dumb-looking troll on the shoulders, and the troll coughs twice. It's an articulated automaton. Seeing your confusion, he clarifies. It runs on magic gas. What's it for? The gnome shrugs. Nothing, really. It just hiccups. We're working on the next model, which if we get it right, and he lowers briefly at Raglesh as he speaks, then it'll be able to pickpocket people. We were planning to unveil it at the festival, but we're behind. Maybe next year. The gnome chirps to himself. Do you make plate armor, you ask, thinking of the strange werewolf you encountered overnight. Plate armor? The gnome replies, shaking his head. No, you want a blacksmith for that. We do articulated pieces, you see, things that move. The troll picks up a spanner and drops it again. Do you know any spells for the North Gate? The gnome barks a surprised laugh, almost knocking himself over. No, he exclaims. That's wizarding, which is about as far from what we do as eggs are from cooked eggs. The troll shakes his head sadly. I know, the gnome remarks to his friend. No one understands what we do. It's most frustrating. Anyway, the gnome says cheerfully, we should be getting back to work. You nod and leave the shop. Alright, apparently it's nighttime and we're heading towards the docks. You emerge from a narrow winding alley into an open space. On the far side, the Jabaji River slides past, its surface strewn with flotsam and jetsam dredging up from fallen parts of the city. Sails of the boats at anchor billow and snap in the breeze. You have reached the docks, the beating heart of Kharé. There are 2 or 3 ships moored. I don't know why I can't say that word. For the night. And the space between them and the road is filled with a huge number of stalls and little shops, selling everything from fishing tackle to sailing blocks to barrels of woodlouse rum. This must be a thriving marketplace during the day. Night approaching, it is a maze of booths and cloth. A single bridge crosses the river here, operated with ropes to let the tall ships through. Right now the bridge is up, to allow ships to sail through undisturbed. Yes, please. There are 2 inns visible from here, the Wayfarer's Rest and the Meat and Cleaver. There is nothing obviously different about either of them. So, the Meat and Cleaver, sit by the river, Wayfarer's Rest, or sleep in the market. Now let's go over here. Oh, jeez. You make your way inside the Wayfarer's Rest. It's a lively and bustling place. The innkeeper behind the bar is trying to serve numerous creatures all demanding ale at the same time. while around the tables, salty types and buxom wenches are laughing together and singing shanties. Let's head to the bar. You fight your way through the creatures to the bar. With a thump on the bar top, you catch the innkeeper's attention. Greetings, you say. Nice place you have here. The innkeeper nods at you. He's clearly impressed by your dress and fearsome aspect. And what be your purpose in these here parts, he asks. How much is a room, you ask? The innkeeper holds up 4 fingers, rather than shouting across the bar. The other creatures at the bar jostle and push each other for space. Tell me the price of your ale. The innkeeper holds up 1 finger. Yes, let's take some ale. I'll have a mug then, you declare. You lay down a coin and the innkeeper passes you a flagon. A ruffian knocks over a dwarf's mug of ale. The fight that breaks out is short, sharp, and ends with the heel of an axe breaking the ruffian's nose. A great cheer goes up and the innkeeper replaces the ale free of charge. You hand over 4 gold pieces. For a moment, the attention of every other creature at the bar is distracted by the shine. Then the innkeeper slips the coins into his belt and conversation resumes. He jerks a thumb to the staircase in one corner. Go up whenever you like. You push your way back out of the crowd at the bar with your beer. An angry dwarf in one corner suddenly leaps to his feet shouting, "Enough talking then! Let's show the council what we think of them now!" Go over there. You make your way over to the group of dwarves in the corner who are still arguing loudly about something. You were talking about the council, you begin? The group falls instantly quiet. Every face turns towards the angry dwarf who shouted. Here for it now, one hisses to him. I'm from the council, you continue. I couldn't help overhearing what you said. The dwarf gets to his feet a little wobbly. I've had enough of the council, stealing taxes, stamping us down. His friends try to calm him, but they aren't successful. Out of nowhere, he swings a punch. Alright, I'll hit him back. Such an insult cannot go unnoticed. You swing a heavy punch, knock the dwarf clean from his bench. He is up again in moments, sleeves rolled back. Around you, the crowd has scattered, making a circle for you. Come on then, the dwarf murmurs. Let's see you do that again. Oh, I will, and I'm gonna do a solid 7. What was that, dwarf? He attempts to land a left punch. You go across the bench, straight for his skull. The dwarf squeezes his leg ruefully. He looks down at you. Blocking that one. You step away, lifting your guard to cover your face. I'll show you what tough is, he cries as he comes for you. You deflect his effort aside. Don't worry, you'll get the hang of it soon, you taunt. Dwarf paces right. Oh, look at this guy. Circling the bench, you reach him. You swing a heavy punch into his head. Quickly, the dwarf lifts his guard to cover himself. Chuckles with glee. You hit like an old man, he declares. He grabs a tray and lobs it at your face. You bring up your knee into his chest. The dwarf tries to throw a punch, but you knock it aside. The dwarf staggers back against the table. He goads you. Nope. You circle away from the dwarf. You deflect his punches back. You'll have to try harder, you tease. He circles left. I knew he's not going to do something. You leap across the table for him. You punch him heavily on the back. You move swiftly. The dwarf lifts his fists to cover himself. He chuckles with pleasure, still in one piece. He jerks back. How does that only do 1? You grab him and lift him into the air before throwing him down. He shifts quickly to one side. The dwarf falls over a bench with a sickening crunch. The dwarf squeezes his fist. You drop away, bringing up your guard to cover your body. I'll teach you to treat us like idiots, he cries. He comes at you regardless. You block his blows, leaving him gasping. Don't worry, you'll get smarter when you grow up, you taunt. The crowd cheers. The crowd cheer as you close in. You launch a heavy punch on his throat. The dwarf hits the floor of the inn and lets out a light moan of surrender. 3 stamina lost, a fair fist fight. The crowd cheer at your victory. But a moment later, the innkeeper and 2 thugs have you by the arms. Very impressive, the bartender growls, but my establishment does not have a boxing license. And he tosses you out onto the street. Ugh, you need to find somewhere to stay the night. Well, that didn't go over too well. Let's sit by the river. Kharé is renowned as a city of thieves and villains, and it has not earned that reputation for nothing. To sleep outside is to invite disaster. Instead, you seat yourself by the edge of a fat, slug-like Jabaji river, where the air is by turns fresh and stomach-churningly rancid, both of which should help you stay awake through the long watches of the night. You sit, watching the river as it creeps past. It really is the same evening. The gathering clouds, the fading light. Incredible. After a while, you notice a light on the far bank. It is a lantern. For a while, it moves forwards and backwards, and it then is joined by several more. Voices call to one another. They are looking for escapers, but escaping from what you cannot tell. As dawn breaks, one calls, "Vic will be pleased. A clear night tonight." That name again. Same as you saw tattooed on the arm of the werewolf woman. The men disappear as the sun begins to rise. Your long vigil has left you tired out, but still in one piece, and we gained some stamina from that for some reason. Alright, that was a long night. And this episode and the previous one were all one day. That's a long day. Anyway, next time we will continue and we will try to get some answers. We still have not figured out any of the 4 lines, or found any of the 4 nobles that we need to find, so got some work to do. And if we zoom out, yeah, we've really only covered like this half and not even all of this up here. So anyway, next time when this bridge drops and it's the next morning, we'll continue. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Take care. Goodbye.